Say, do you folks remember John Reynolds? He used to work in our IT department. I just got an email from him in Tasmania.
Tasmania? Where exactly is that?
It's an island in Australia, off the south coast.
I remember John. Splendid chap. What's he doing down under?
Well, I was surprised to learn that John has become a digital nomad. He's working remotely for ANA, using digital devices to stay connected. He says he can establish a temporary base anywhere in the world as long as he has access to the internet. He's always had wanderlust, ever since he backpacked through Europe and Asia after graduating from college.
Interesting. The digital nomad lifestyle has been getting a lot of media attention lately. I read somewhere that close to 5 million American workers now describe themselves that way.
I found myself feeling envious of John as I tried to stay awake during a long, boring meeting the other day. He painted a very attractive picture of his itinerant lifestyle. He gets to work from cool, inspiring places. He's free to set his own schedule, and he doesn't have to worry about mundane things like office gossip and small talk.
Yes, it sounds ideal, but it's not something you want to do without careful preparation. There are lots of logistical details to deal with, obviously. And you have to be psychologically ready for a rootless existence. It's easy to underestimate the stability of having a permanent home base you can call your own.
True, I'm too much of a homebody to be a digital nomad. But I guess we all feel the lure of the open road at times.
Many of us here at ANA already work remotely. But before you take such a big step, you need to convince your supervisor that working outside the office will boost your productivity.
John says being a digital nomad helps him keep learning and growing. And he says his work is better for it. He gets a steady supply of inspiration by working from different spots. One day he'll be working out of a plush hotel lobby in Singapore, and the next day from a sunny beachside resort in Bali while enjoying a cold beer. If he needs a creative boost, he can take a break and go for a walk or a swim. He says some of his best ideas come to him when he's not staring at his computer.
Wow, that sounds great. What a cool way to live and work.
I should point out that there's more to being a digital nomad than gallivanting around the world or working in your pajamas. Not that there's anything wrong with that. What's most important is creating an environment that enables you to do your best work while enjoying your life.
Not all remote workers are digital nomads, you know. Some people are too attached to the comforts of home. Good managers make sure homebound remote employees are as much a part of the team as those who prefer to work in the office.
The article I read described the policy of a CEO who introduced a remote work option at his company. One of the first things he did was to make sure such employees were provided with a home office that included all the equipment and furniture people back at the office have. They got ergonomically designed chairs and high-speed internet connections, as well as the latest computers. The company also reimburses employees a certain amount each month for expenses.
Working from home is a good compromise for people who like working outside the office. But another option is working in what's called a third space, as opposed to the home or office, like a quiet and comfy coffee shop or the lounge at your local gym.
This all sounds very well, but I think someone like me would find it hard to stay motivated and productive in a remote working situation. I'd probably fritter away my time watching old comedy clips or looking for the latest cricket results. I need someone to crack the whip.
Well, there may be a middle way solution for you. Some people are calling it the fourth space, also known as co-working spaces. They're workspaces shared by freelancers as well as people with steady jobs who want to work outside the office. They combine the flexibility of working remotely with the social atmosphere of an office. They also provide opportunities for networking.
The popularity of more flexible working practices has brought with it a huge rise in the popularity of co-working spaces. We're social animals, after all. Not everyone can be a lone wolf. When you work in a co-working space instead of at home or in a coffee shop, you're more conscious that you're there to work. You also need to dress appropriately. You can't show up in your pajamas or in shorts and t-shirt.
Indeed, dressing like a professional and working among similarly attired people helps you focus and has a very positive effect on your productivity and efficiency.
The comfort of your office space is essential for helping your team members stay focused and productive while they work. What do co-working spaces offer?
Well, most of them provide things like private desks, standing desks, small meeting rooms, printers, and, of course, high-speed internet access. Some even have fully stocked pantries.
Many people say the social aspect of these co-working spaces has a positive effect on their productivity. Instead of being distracted by other people, they find being around others inspiring. Pooling resources in a co-working space also helps keep costs down.
The co-working option seems especially suited to startups with lots of energy and ideas, but not so much capital.
It's not just startups that appreciate the merits of co-working spaces. Some larger companies see them as a useful networking tool, a way to establish potentially useful connections with startups and entrepreneurs.
Well, it's good to see that our business culture is evolving to let people work in the environment that best suits them, isn't it?